They speak of it in alley whispers and candlelit salons, in the hush between the citadel's changing of the guard and the clink of a merchant's last coin. A name carried on rumor and red wax, the Crimson Claw. It did not begin as a movement, only a circle. Scholars and socialites, duelists and dilettantes, an unlikely ring of the curious meeting in Monero's shadowed parlors to debate an old heresy, that dragons, not titans, forged Amra, that the world's decline began the day scaled sovereigns fell. What started as wine-stained arguments over banned treatises hardened into belief, and belief into purpose. They say decadence has rotted the marrow of the age. Kings bicker as markets gorge. Guild laws drown craftsmen in ledgers while the hungry count coins they'll never touch. The Crimson Claw promises an equal Amra, not by lifting the lowly, but by lowering all beneath the only true order, the rule of dragons. In their parlance, equality means obedience. Mercy is a lie weaponized by the weak. Strength is simple. Fire is honest. A new empire will burn away the old disparities, leaving one law in the cinders. Presiding over these ideas is a shadow with a name, Zephiros. Red Dragonblood, face seldom seen, past whispered and conveniently erased. Some claim he studied in the academy once, others that he died in a border war and rose with a different name. What matters is not the story, it is the gravity. Zephiros does not rant, he orbits. People fall in. Around him the claw coalesces, secret oaths invoked over dragon sigils, collections of tithes for research, favors traded like blades. He speaks of returning Amra to what it was meant to be. And there are those in Monero who find the rhetoric bracing, even righteous. From the streets to the salons, the claw learned to move as a city moves. One hand greases a guild vote, another acquires a forgotten reliquary from a provincial temple. A scribe alters a shipping ledger. A patron commissions jewelry in a pattern no one wears. A masked initiate memoizes a stanza that is not quite poetry, and a mason opens a door he swore didn't exist. Step by step, they thread the practiced roots of Monero's secret societies, dinners, duels, dossiers, until the claw's sigil feels as inevitable as a seal at the bottom of a contract. Yet the secret currents of Monero do not flow unopposed. The Masks of Adate, devotees of the goddess who weighs lies against lies to keep balance, have watched this red tide rise. They are not paladins, they are surgeons. When deceit grows too swollen, they lance it. Their warnings do not arrive as proclamations but as inconveniences, a guest list that does not include you, a mirror that shows the wrong reflection, a sponsor whose smile cools the moment you pledge the wrong cause. In the snake-ringed eye of Adate's faithful, the claw's truth is merely another mask, one that would swallow all others. Some nights, the claw and the masks pass in the same corridors, one bearing torches into old tunnels, the other snuffing candles as they go. A patron's sudden philanthropy dries up. A crate addressed to the academy never arrives. A gala's centerpiece, an antique scale pan etched with draconic runts, appears polished and empty when it should sag with offerings. The city feels it, the tug-of-war in its bones. And beneath the marble, the place where rumor becomes root, Monero breathes through stone. Catacombs, cisterns, blind vaults older than the city that sits atop them. Down there, the claw seeks more than converts. They are mapping lines that cannot be drawn on street plans. They are collecting phrases that open something other than doors. They are teaching a prayer that, spoken properly, is not heard by gods. What does the Crimson Claw truly want? Listen carefully to their corrections of history. In their telling, Amra reached its peak under Dragon Dominion, order without appeal, purpose without argument. When gods and titans shattered that empire, they broke the world's spine. What followed was a long convalescence mistaken for progress. The claw does not intend to petition the thrones of this age, they intend to make thrones irrelevant. If the world will not bow, they will remake the world until bowing is all it knows. You will see the signs before you hear the banners. Minor nobles suddenly fluent in archaic draconic. Endowments to scholars who specialize in pre-Titan metallurgy. Guildmasters sponsoring restoration of harmless curios that just happen to be fragments of a sigil when arranged on the floor of a cellar at midnight. Street preachers denouncing kings one day and praising the purity of flame the next. A motto catches, ash reveals all. It is chanted softly, like a rehearsal. Zephiros moves through these preparations like a red star behind cloud. He is patient. He lets opponents declare themselves, then makes them choose between silence and usefulness. Those who refuse both choices tend to find doors closing in front of them, or opening into rooms from which the city sounds very far away. And still the masks of Adate persist, not out of piety for kings, but out of dread for absolutes. A world with no lies is a tyranny, a world with only one truth is a pyre. In back rooms, they cut lines that should not meet. On balconies, they place the right rumor into the wrong ear. In vault light, they change one rune, just enough to turn a summoning into a silence. They will not win applause for it. That is the point. So hear the rumor as it grows legs, a faction promising equality by way of obedience, a leader whose name is shaped like a threat, a city whose masks are slipping. Here, too, the countercurrent of those who believe that the only answer to a conquering lie is a sharper one. Between them, Aregor tightens like a knot. And somewhere beyond Aregor, beyond Monero's towers and catacombs, the wind over the old places shifts. The moons remember how to cast a red shadow. In the hollows of mountains and the deeps of the sea, something that does not sleep stirs. If the crimson claw is right, Amra has forgotten what it is. If they are wrong, it may soon remember, in fire.